There's this guy on Instagram I've been seeing who makes what might be the worst music ever recorded. He's called Kill Carl. You may have seen this guy. Basically, making all these goofy, like millennial cringe-core faces, screaming like poop and butt. Like it's like a toddler got the mic at like a new metal concert.
1, 2, eat my fucking poop. Yes, I just said that. What you gonna do? You're gonna cry because it took you by surprise. Oh my God, how cringe, you guys. Fuck you.
That's the fucking song. And if you don't like it, fuck you, right? And so the thing is, this guy just can't stop going viral. And you look at the comments, I see it all the time, like on Instagram Reels. And again, you might be like, who the fuck is this guy? I don't know. Maybe you're like, oh, that dude. But the comment section, it's universally brutal. Thousands of people just, you fucking suck. This is trash. You should stop. Just telling him he is the worst thing they've ever seen. And the guy just keeps posting. And moreover, he keeps posting the same song. Like it looks like he found the one that gets the most hate, and he'll just post like different iterations of it. Like in a new location, just over and over and over. Why? Because it's working. And like what's really fucked up about this, whenever it comes up, I can't stop watching it either. I'm like, dude, I fucking hate this, but I gotta like watch it because it sucks. It's so fucking bad. It becomes this like car crash. You can't look away. It's like this gravitational thing, like a bus filled with kids from a talent show that like goes over a bridge or something. So what the fuck is going on here? Like, what is the deal with this guy? Because it's not just him, okay? There's a whole like lane of creators that I've seen doing this exact same move, right? Terrible content. Like there's some girl that does it too, like who has this kind of like deadpan rap delivery, and it's the same shit.
Pause. Okay, now breakdance. Meow. Pause. Okay, now breakdance.
Universally hated, and she's like reposting the same song everybody hates in like different settings. Like she'll do the song like walking down the street and then in a house, and she's just repost this shit, and she's growing every day. It's different people, same formula, right? So again, this is a genre now. And the question that everybody is asking is like, well, at least I am, is like, why does this fucking work? Like, why is this working? But that's actually the wrong question. The right question is, why does the hate work? And there's a lot of research on this, and it keeps coming back to like the same inevitable, ugly truth. Negative content travels farther and gets more engagement than literally anything positive. I learned this many years ago when we had our own like bit of hate directed towards us. And I read a book called Glass Jaw by Eric Desenhall. And he cited studies where he's like, outrage creates the most clicks, period. Like, what my favorite content is to watch? This may surprise you, but anything involving puppies and kittens together. Like dogs and cats, or, Rottweiler and Panther. That's one that I like a lot. That's what I like. But, there's something just more compelling than that, oddly. Like, it's just edging it out slightly. Kill Carl is just a bit more compelling. Because again, the algo doesn't give a fuck if you like something or hate it. It just needs you to feel something. And disgust is one of the fastest emotional spikes that your brain can produce. So, these guys, Kill Carl, these creators, they've kind of figured out a cheat code. You don't need talent. You don't need fucking fans. You don't even need people to like you. You just need people to react. And of course, hate is the most reliable reaction on the internet. So here's how this loop actually works. You're scrolling, you see the video, it's fucking awful. You watch the whole thing because you can't help yourself. You're like, dude, I got to comment. Like, stop making music. This is fucking awful. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. And you post it. Algorithm reads that as engagement. So then it pushes the video to more people. Those people do the exact same thing. And nobody has chosen any of this. It just sort of happened. It just emerged like some kind of parasite that figured out how to make every host think they're the one in control. So you are not watching cringe content. You are the cringe content. Your disgust is the product, okay? Your comment is the fuel on the fire. Your share, if you're, heaven forbid, if you're sharing this, is the distribution network. Congratulations, you are now working for free. But what's most interesting to me is what's going on inside this guy's head, okay? Like, what is this actually doing to Carl psychologically? Like, that's very interesting to me because, look, at some point, this dude, you know, he was faced with a decision. He had a fork in the road, okay? You know, he put his music out there, and maybe he's like, damn, this is my music. I love my music. This is awesome. Maybe he thought it was funny, whatever. And then the internet told him in no uncertain terms, in the most brutal way possible, this is fucking trash. You are fucking trash. And most people, that would fuck them up bad, right? They would delete the video. They would never post again. The shame wins. But Carl, this guy, he didn't stop. He went, well, the numbers are huge. And, you know, at first I might have felt empowering in a way, right? Like, fuck you, I'm going to post this shit anyway. I refuse to be shamed into not doing my music. And look, there is something very admirable about that, you know, for maybe 5 seconds at least. But then the economics kick in and it starts to kind of curdle because now, you know, this dude isn't just like posting anyway. Now he is optimizing for the hate. Okay. That is a very important distinction now. Like, he's like, which song got the most fucking hate? And then these people, they'll go to a new location, film the same song, put that video out. They're running a formula. I know you've seen this. It's not just this guy. You know, it's many creators do this. And again, that's the moment where I don't give a fuck what you think slowly becomes I need what you think in order to pay the fucking rent. So he went from defiance to dependence. And this probably happened pretty slowly and he didn't even notice the switch happening. So now, you know, there's only a few places that he can really go psychologically, right? Either A, he's completely disassociated from the feedback. He doesn't give a fuck at all. And he's just like watching the numbers, like he's watching his you know, his investments go up on the stock market and feels none of it, which to you, that might sound pretty good. Like, oh, wow, I wish I could not give a fuck about anything. You know, it's like a superpower. Until you realize that's also how you lose the ability to connect with anyone. Option two, you know, he is feeling it. Every comment, this is fucking trash. You fucking suck. You're fucking lame. You're a fucking lame. This is the worst shit ever. You know, and he's just eating it. He's just eating it, taking it because the money's worth it. Right? He's just like, I'm just getting paid too much. Fuck it. And I'm just gonna ingest it. Basically, it becomes self-harm as a business model, okay? Or option three, and this is perhaps the darkest one, he started doing it as like a bit. You know, like, I'm in on the joke. It's Kill Carl. Like, I get it. Hey, guys, I get it. But then the character kind of started eating the person. And now he can't tell where the, you know, the bit starts and he begins. And look, I've dealt with this on a certain level myself, you know, where when you are this kind of like Z-list internet celebrity public figure or whatever, there is a kind of persona you put out. And to be fair, I also sort of adopted a persona when I was learning social skills because I was like, I want, like, what would someone who's good at this shit do? How would that guy act? So I made this character called Jeffy, who was this outrageous guy who didn't give a fuck. And then over time, like, kind of the mask fused to the face. Where I used to say, I'd become a caricature of myself to the degree where I can no longer tell which one is real. And moreover, this distinction no longer matters in any meaningful way. You know, and honestly, between those three options I just listed, it's probably a combination of all three, you know, and, you know, at a certain level, it makes it a little bit tragic, I guess, for poor Carl. But, you know, I will say this, the guy actually has frame. Like, whatever you think of this guy, he's holding frame against millions of fucking people screaming at him. And what does he do? He just posts the same song again. Oh, in fact, he's made what appears to be a whole new album now of him saying poop, butt, fuck you. That's why I made this video today, because I just was scrolling like, oh, this is new Kill Carl. New awful, more, it's equally awful, if not worse, right? And he just posts more. It's funny because the commenters think that they have the power, but when you comment on his shit, you're doing exactly what he needs you to do. So everybody is acting here and nobody knows it. But again, this video, it's not about him, okay? It's not about Kill Carl. It's about you. Because the very same algorithm that turned that guy into like this cringe farmer has trained your nervous system to do something equally fucked up. It trained you to be a judge. You know, you scroll, you evaluate. Cringe, valid, fucking cringe, valid, all day, every day. Thousands of these like micro verdicts that you're making, and you don't even notice you're doing this shit anymore. It's just how your brain processes people now. The problem is you can't turn this off. You go into a bar, a party, a work meeting, whatever, your brain starts running the comment section on you in real time before you've even opened your mouth. Right? Am I the cringe one now? Oh, this guy's looking at me weird. I shouldn't have worn this fucking thing. Oh, everybody here, oh, these people know each other. That thing I said, oh, that was fucking cringe. This thing I might say might be cringe. You turned yourself into the cringe creator and the comment section simultaneously. You are both the performer and the mob. And this whole phenomenon is happening inside your head to an audience that does not exist. When you freeze up when you go into the venue, it is not because you are shy or introverted. It's not your fucking personality. It is a shame program installed by not just social conditioning, but this kind of insidious machine that's designed to profit from your reactivity. Again, your outrage, your cringe is the product, and you're running this shit around the clock for free. So your self-worth, it isn't internal anymore. It's like externally hosted on the social cloud, on that feedback, or excuse me, on that performance layer of reality, the simulation layer. And one bad signal, like one weird look, one text left on read, one set you go up to that doesn't immediately love you and validate you, your whole fucking system crashes down, right? So again, you call this various things like introverted, analytical, low drama. You're not. Those are not personality traits. Those are fucking symptoms. So here's what you actually do about this, okay? It begs the question, what the fuck do I do about it, Jeff? And look, I'm not going to give you some, meditation app or say, just be confident, bro, any of that shit. I'll give you something to do. One little move. How about that? The next time that you're in a social situation, just chatting in a group of your friends, at a dinner party, at the bar, wherever, work meeting, and you feel that freeze start up, the sort of self-judgment, is this going to be cool to say that everyone's looking at me shit? I want you to notice something very specific, okay? Notice your brain starting to do that process. That's it. That's literally it. Notice the internal feed of judgment and micromanaging and attempting to predict the outcome. Notice that. What is that? That is your personal algorithm. And you built it, or rather it was built for you, but you built it internally from consuming thousands and thousands of hours of content where the entire point was to evaluate people instantly and react. So again, I'm not telling you to stop that. You can't. You literally can't at this point. You cannot willpower your way out of like this neurological program that's been etched into grooves in your fucking brain for decades. The only thing you can do is develop an awareness of it. It all starts with awareness, not with shame or guilt, like I fucking suck because I have this. Simple awareness. And then when you're out, do one thing. This is what I do on boot camp. I call it attention check. It's very simple because the body becomes the mind's enforcer. Mind, starts judging and it wants to shut you down so you don't do anything stupid or cringe. But the mind can't do anything by itself, so it calls the body into play as its enforcer to shut you down with physical tension. And this will happen subliminally. You won't even fucking notice it. This is why on boot camp, I will notice, I'll be out, I'm loose as fuck in the environment, but I'll notice students and that tension has gripped them and they're unaware of it. So I run a tension check. Are you clenching your jaw? How's your breath? Are you holding your breath? Are your shoulders like locked up around your ears? Are your knees locked? Are you holding just generalized shoulder neck tension? Again, find where, like do a scan, a quick scan. Notice where you're holding it and simply let it go. Just do an exhale like you're dumping static into the floor. Okay? And just let it fucking go. Not because, releasing your jaw is some kind of fucking magic trick, but why? It interrupts the loop. For 1 second, you're going to stop scrolling that internal feed. You're going to stop performing for the imaginary fucking jury. And now you're loose, you're present, you're actually here in the fucking venue, in the room with a real person in front of you. Because let me tell you something, when you're out and you're approaching people, that person across from you, they can feel the difference between somebody who's like running that internal performance metric loop, and somebody who's like actually present and here and looking at them and here with them. And again, it's not verbalized in their mind, but they do feel it. They can feel it, and they can feel it immediately. Again, if you can't hook, i.e., you can't get past the social hook point where people go from thinking, who the fuck is this person? Why is he talking to me? To, oh, okay, this guy's cool. Let's talk. Let's continue speaking with him. If you are consistently like not getting to that, this is probably the reason why. 90% chance is the reason why. Maybe you smell bad or something. I don't. Maybe you have like poop on your face. So I kill Carl. Poop on my face and I fuck you too, right? But I have a new career, shifting the channel to Kill Carl style musical content. But again, if you have that internal judgment going, people just feel that the disconnect immediately. Conversely, the presence, they feel that immediately. Charisma, the reason I changed the name of this fucking channel from Charisma in the Void to Presence in the Void is because charisma is like performance coded. That word, it's like you're doing something. Presence creates charisma. I've said in a previous video recently, presence is like the operating system. Charisma is the user interface, the external bells and whistles on it. But if you don't have the operating system, that can never happen. And again, when you are present like that, people feel that immediately. It's calm. It's like you are the calm center in this room full of fucking noise. You're actually here instead of performing this simulation of yourself, right? Sending this decoy out that can't be hurt or made fun of. That is what charisma actually is, by the way. It isn't like the lines. It isn't the swagger. It isn't being confident. It is literally, and I'm ashamed to tell you that it took me 20 years to figure this shit out, but it is literally a nervous system that is not performing. It's somebody who showed up instead of trying to show off. So go out. Next time you go out, try it. Do one tension check, loosen it up, see what the fuck happens. But, I'll be fucking straight with you. One rep is not going to fucking fix this. Like going out tonight and doing one rep of tension check, it's not going to fix decades of this conditioning. Much in the same way that one, set of curls at the gym isn't going to make you fucking jacked. All that tension check is doing, it's proving this thesis in your body. Okay, you feel the difference, but it's not going to rewrite the whole system. And again, this is the part where most videos on this topic would just like end, right? Here's the philosophy. You feel seen for a few minutes and then nothing fucking changes. Much in the same way it hasn't changed for fucking years when you've been watching these goddamn videos, because you cannot install this through a screen. I have been doing this live every single weekend pretty much for 23 years now. I've watched dudes show up to boot camp saying, I've been watching your stuff for many years, Jeffrey. Then we get out to the venue and boom, they're fucked. Again, it's like trying to learn jujitsu or downhill skiing from a YouTube video. Yes, you understand the concepts. You must train the body because presence is physical. It's rhythm. It's your breath. It's the way you hold your weight. It's your timing. It's what your eyes do. It's what your voice does when somebody fucking looks at you and you feel their attention hit and the stakes are actually somewhat high. You want something. You cannot binge watch that nervous system state into existence. This is why everything that I build is built as training, okay? Not content. This is just to get you in the fucking door, because the boot camp is where your nervous system actually gets put under real pressure and it gets recalibrated, right? And then we put it under pressure again and again and again in controlled doses, of course, until that collapse reflex that you've been experiencing when you try to approach, until that burns the fuck out. And again, boot camp is not a fucking seminar. It is not a lecture. what is it? It is, quite frankly, it's architecture. And architecture needs a place where pressure and practice and reality all feed into each other, right? So links in the description. If you want to come train on boot camp, click it down below. Come train this for real with professionals, okay? Shave years off of the learning curve, or don't, okay? But either way, stop pretending that, the next video is the one that's going to fucking save you. You know what this is, okay? This is your moment. Click the link. Kill Carl figured out that the algorithm pays for hate. Right now, hopefully, you figured out your own brain does the same thing for free.
So this is my personal experience on the boot camp. What I really appreciate from the boot camp was how Jeffy and Bryce were there for me, even when I was being kind of like a Debbie Downer, right? So they're very supportive coaches. I also do like the they're funny as fuck. It's overall a great vibe, and you can just know that these guys they know what they're talking about. They're clearly fucking pros. They're not like the other guys that you see online, which say they know, they tell you advice, and it just doesn't work. So they say what they mean and they practice what they say. But overall, great experience. I would definitely recommend it if you have trouble like putting yourself out there, or if you feel like you need that boost, like get you the ball rolling. That's what I needed. But yeah, thank you.